tonight's Hyde Park starting lineups for the Charlotte Hornets. Hersey Hawkins, who came over from Philadelphia and adds that outside shooting touch, joins Tyrone Muggsy Bogues in the backcourt. And up front, Larry Johnson, and then the slashing scorer, Johnny Newman, at the forwards, with Alonzo Mourning in the middle. That's the starting five for the Charlotte Hornets, who come in with a record of 8 wins and 6 defeats. The Denver Nuggets starting five: Brian Stith and Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, who has been the Nuggets' leading scorer in 11 of the 13 games so far this year. Rodney Rogers, certainly his biggest moment. He starts for his 8th straight game, but tonight he is the man up front going up against Larry Johnson. And Reggie Williams, who had asked to remove himself from the starting lineup to help the team come off the bench, but in LaFonso Ellis's absence tonight, Reggie back in that starting small forward spot, and he'll go head-to-head with Johnny Newman. Diekembe Mutombo looking to rise to the occasion against his buddy Alonzo Mourning. So those are the starting lineups for tonight's game. And another matchup we have to look at, Dave, the coaches. Alan Bristow, the former Nugget assistant, now the head coach of the Charlotte Hornets, and Dan Issel, the head coach of the Denver Nuggets. Both of these coaches can identify with one another because both of the young teams have great expectations, but Alan Bristow under a little more pressure because last year the Charlotte Hornet Club won 44 games. They beat Boston in the first round of the playoffs and then gave the Knicks a pretty good tussle in that second round. And this is when Alan Bristow and Doug Moe reigned. You see Mike Evans with his six-shooter. Bill Hanslick somewhere tucked away in the back with the horse right next to him, and T.R. Dunn. T.R. and Bill Hanslick on the bench, assistant coaches with Alan Bristow. Many tie-ins in tonight's game, and you also have to remember Gene Littles, now the assistant coach of the Nuggets, was formerly the head coach of the Charlotte Hornets. And there is the triumphant, some mixed emotions among Denver Nugget fans. 3 very popular people formerly of the Denver organization.
Kind of interesting. T.R. Dunn told me tonight that from time to time in the locker room, when things are not going right, he has to look twice to make sure he's not listening to Doug Moe. Alan Bristow's got a lot of the same traits that Doug had. I don't know if that's good news or not.
Well, it depends which traits he has. Dan Issel inching closer and closer to the 500 mark. Last year, taking the Nuggets to a 36-win season after 24 the season before, and he hopes to make some leaps and bounds this year. He's talking to one player that may take him to the promised land, Brian Stith. Nuggets looking to hit the 500 mark with a victory here tonight. Alan Bristow's team won 6 of their first 8 games. They were 6-2. They were in first place in the Central Division, but since have slumped. They have lost 4 of their last 6 games. They have lost 2 in a row. And the Charlotte Hornets, led by Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson up front, the second highest scoring team in the NBA at 112 points a game. But in 3 of the last 4 losses, they've been held under 100 points. Muggsy Bogues, who is one of the wonders of the world at 5'3", gets set. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf on the other side. They will be dueling one another tonight. The Hornets try to get to 500 on the road. The Nuggets have won their last 3 games at home and have looked very impressive in front of the McNichols crowd. And tonight, it looks like 17,171, a sellout. And this will be Charlotte ball in their teal traveling uniforms. The Hornets tomorrow will be in Utah, and then Tuesday on to Houston on this 3-game trip. The veteran referee corps, Hersey Hawkins gets a nice pick from Mourning, goes up and misses, and sweeping the boards, Tommy Hammonds, who is a late start for Dan Issel. Not Reggie Williams. Tommy Hammonds inserted. There's a steal by Johnny Newman, and Hammonds, the former Hornet, gets back. He was cut by the Hornets last January, and that's when he was picked up by the Denver Nuggets. Alan Bristow putting Tommy Hammonds on waivers, so you know what this game means for Hammonds.
Kind of interesting, before the game, everybody shook hands except Mutombo and Mourning. They nodded at each other.
Larry Johnson off the mark. Johnson still being bothered. He had the back injury over the summer, and it really has affected his legs. And also, Mourning has had some tendonitis in the knee. Rodney Rogers way off the mark. And it's been actually the inconsistency of the 2 big men that have gotten Charlotte in a quandary of late. Here's Mourning, who has a fine outside shot, makes the fake on Mutombo, but misses. Worked down by Rogers. And Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf with Bogues right on top of him.
That's the kind of move that Mutombo is going to see all night tonight. Did a nice job of getting his way back to the glass.
Hammonds is there. Mourning made him change the shot. And again, run down by Stiss. So the presence of Mourning shifted Hammond's shot on 2 occasions, but the crowd applauding the effort on the offensive boards. Hammonds turnaround over Newman.
As much of a problem as Larry Johnson can be, Newman is no match for Hammonds in the blocks as well.
And Charlotte is not a good rebounding team on their defensive end. Nuggets getting the boards. With the left hand goes Johnson. Mutombo reaches in. Here is Rauf with Bogues right on him. Mutombo on the run.
And I don't know that that's the pass you want at the time. Rauf gives it to Mutombo 20 feet from the basket, but this time the big fella swoops in for the layup.
Mourning Mutombo know each other's moves very well, not only because they were teammates together for several years, but each summer the Georgetown centers, Mutombo, Mourning, and Ewing get together back on campus and work against one another. Hammonds gets away from Newman, the pop. And the foul. Newman not known for his defense, and Alan Bristow is watching the Nuggets go to work on the small forward. So a quick change is made.
Smart job, I think, by the Nuggets going inside twice to Hammonds. Again, Newman's going to have to sit down. Not physically strong enough to play Tommy down the block. Scott Burrell, however, is much stronger.
So Alan Bristow with an explanation, not happy with the defense, and the rookie, who is known for his defense, led the Big East in steals in Connecticut. Burrell comes in. Hammonds gets this late start, and watch, he goes out and becomes star of the game. Nuggets now working on the shutout. 9:42 left in this first quarter, and it's a 5-0 game. Muggsy Bogues, the smallest man on the court, maybe the smallest person in the arena, gets the rebound and goes coast to coast. So Bogues tries to get the Hornets untracked. And Dave, there goes the shutout.
Unlike other opponents, I don't think the Nuggets will have any problem getting the tempo they like from the Hornets. They like to run as well.
A very aggressive Rodney Rogers. That's his 3rd shot already. He's taking it to Larry Johnson. Johnson guarded by Hammonds in the other end of the floor.
Got a
Mourning. That's the shot he hit to beat Boston in the playoffs last year at the buzzer.
That you have to come out on Alonzo Mourning. Diekembe wants to make him early in this game prove he's going to be on from the perimeter. That one was right in the money.
5-4. The Nuggets with the ball in the lead. Stiff touches it for the first time. Brian Stiff, his shooting has come around. In the last 6 games, 54% from the floor. Is the last touch by Nugget, and a foul is called. A wraparound from behind against Rauf. Oh no, check that. The call is against Rodney Rogers. So Rogers gets his first foul, and you know he'll need all the fouls he can have in his back pocket going against Larry Johnson.
Well, Dan Issel, I'm sure, feels like he's got 18 fouls to use on Larry Johnson with 3 players, and Rogers and Hammonds will draw the start early.
Right now it's Hammonds. There is the double team. Bogues from the outside. And that is something that does not help the Hornets. Bogues not a good outside shooter, so it allows some teams to double team inside. Stiff, he's off the mark. Mutombo in traffic, keeps it alive. Mutombo again keeps it alive. Rogers wants it. Stiff and Hawkins. Rogers aggressive one more time. Rodney Rogers, his last home game was the 23-point affair against New Jersey. Burrell restricted by Hammonds, but the foul. They call the foul on Hammonds.
Paul Mahalik, this was an early whistle. Rogers wanting to make Johnson work on the defensive end. Takes it right inside to the power forward. And then Hammonds comes from the weak side. May get a little body, a lot of basketball. And a little body, in this case, I guess is enough. But again, reputation so important in this league.
First round draft pick, the 20th pick overall. Burrell has a reputation as a defensive player. This is only the 5th game he has played in his pro career. This is a great athlete. He pitched the last 3 summers in the Toronto Blue Jays farm system, but has decided to stick to basketball. 9-5, the Nuggets in the lead. Here's Rodney Rogers. Mutombo facing the basket over Mourning. Johnson has some trouble from Rogers. Rogers in a situation now for the first time, Dave, without LaFonso Ellis here. So he may also step into a different role, and he gets a chance. The rejection by Mutombo. 6 points for Mourning. Dennison all over official Joe DeRosa on that last sequence when Stith was smashed inside. Here's steal by Bogues. Now Pack has some room. He stops. He pops. Run down in the corner by Brian Williams. Brian Williams at 11 rebounds and 14 points in 22 minutes at Utah Tuesday night. Reggie Williams pulls the trigger. Swish.
Set play. Williams off the baseline curl. Nice pick by Tommy Hammonds. Reggie squares up and knocks it down.
And Alan Bristow wants to talk it over. The crowd here very enthused. The Nuggets have a 5-point lead with 3:03 left in the first quarter. And it is time for the Miller Lite timeout. We'll be back after these words. And joining us tonight on the sidelines, the one, the only Scott Hastings. How is your view so far, Scott?
It's not bad. I get to sit in front of Tim Lightwicki and his new bride. An interesting thing was just said in Dan Issel's huddle, something that hadn't been said all year. Watch Robert Pack, because when he penetrates, he will get the ball to you. Back to you, Al.
Scott Hastings, who, of course, scoring total mounted and mounted with Robert Pack on the floor. And here is a foul on Robert Pack. So Pack, after last year in which he was one of the big surprises for the Nuggets, coming off the bench, averaged in double figures, around 11 points a game. There's the shooting this evening. Nuggets dominating the boards. But Pack this summer practicing his outside shot. You know what kind of a threat he would become if he had a consistent outside shot. Said he was taking 800 shots a day during the summer, and also concentrating on dishing it off and becoming the pure point guard.
Well, he's going to get the chance early since he arrived to test that shot, because guys will continually back off him and say, hey, you shot 800 times a day, but let's see what you can do tonight, because we're not going to let you blow by us if we can at all help it. He's too dangerous when he has the basketball in the middle of the court.
Hammonds comes out looked to be injured on that last sequence, and he's being attended to by Nugget trainer Jim Gillen. So Rodney Rogers is back in after that quick breather. Alonzo Mourning on the floor. He is the leading scorer for the Hornets, 20 points a game, and he has 8 in this first quarter. A little pressure from Charlotte, and the Nuggets able to get it over in a hurry. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first period. The Nuggets are leading it by 3.
And what Charlotte wants to accomplish with a little pressure is to take some time off the clock and to force Denver to play the half-court offense.
Rodney Rogers swooping to the hoop, but the whistle blows beforehand. Ron Garrison makes the call. And this is a foul on Charlotte. And it's on Gaddison. So it sends Rodney Rogers to the foul line, and he has been in the middle of everything here tonight. And our congratulations to Rodney. He became a dad for the first time, baby girl. He and his wife Wednesday. One more foul shot, and so far he is celebrating tonight. He has outscored Larry Johnson 6-0 in that duel. Rodney, of course, growing up in North Carolina. No travel violation there. A couple of steps taken by Mourning. Instead, the foul is called on Denver, on Brian Williams.
Well, he walked big time, and again, players that get that kind of position with their reputation usually won't have it called, but Mourning will hop prior there to going up in the air.
Which essentially is 2 steps, because he was up in the air with the ball and he had to come down with both feet without the dribble. Mourning gets himself back to the foul line where he is shooting 80%. He is shot more foul shots this year than any of the Charlotte Hornets. As a rookie last year, established himself as one of the dominant centers in the NBA. In just his 49th game last year of his rookie season, he became Charlotte's all-time leading shot blocker.
I don't think people expected him to have the offensive arsenal coming in, but he does.
Lead pass to Reggie Williams, trying to split the defense. There is Brian Stiff over Mourning. Stiff staying with it with Brian Williams. 2-point lead for the Nuggets. Robert Pack looking to settle it down. Coming down to 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Rogers, the left hand. Gaddison goes up for the rebound. Now he looks underneath for Muggsy Bogues. Hornets score a basket here, and they've tied it. And that's exactly what they did. Mourning with 11 points.
Well, it's impressive. We talked about his offensive abilities. At 6'11" to take it out 18 feet, square up, look your defender dead in the eye, and no dribble, shoot the jump shot.
Stiff trying to go to work. That was Muggsy Bogues who got the hand in there and stripped him. Now it is Bogues weaving his way through traffic. Fires it ahead to Gaddison, and Charlotte has the lead. And it has all turned since Diekembe Mutombo went to the bench.
And you can see the importance of Muggsy Bogues. We talk about Robert Pack getting his teammates easy shots. So does Bogues.
That goes past the basket. Gaddison, unheralded Hornet, helping them. Hawkins for three. He's one of the best percentage three-point shooters in the history of the league. 41% from downtown. Rogers, is he tempted? No. Nuggets now need the basket to tie it. 1 minute left in the first quarter. Splitting through, Reggie Williams. The dish. Brian Williams misses the stuff. He was just a little bit too far from the hoop. And Brian Williams will now come out, not because he missed the stuff, but Diekembe Mutombo was waiting to check back in. So Mutombo's back in the lineup. Larry Johnson now reports back in for the Hornets, and he gives Mourning a rest. Gaddison shifts to the middle. He's their all-purpose forward. 2-point lead for Charlotte. The double team on Johnson. And Del Curry, one of the deadliest shooters from the outside, comes cold off the bench and strikes from afar. 9 straight points now for the Hornets. And here's the steal by Curry, and he is going, gone.
Good job last time of rotating the basketball. Larry Johnson reads the double team. Curry pops to the top of the key and is wide open.
The Nuggets will get the last shot of this first quarter. An 11-point run for the Charlotte Hornets has turned this around. Now Pack, who hasn't worked with the team, but certainly knows all the plays. The foul is called with 4 seconds to go. And it's on Gaddison, his second personal foul. Brian Stiff will have a couple of shots. Let's take a look at the NBA scoreboard, brought to you by Conoco, the hottest brand going. San Antonio, one of the hottest things going right now. They win for their 6th straight time. Phoenix by 1 in Jersey, and Portland loses in Boston. Chicago over Miami. Houston's streak is snapped at 15. They get walloped in Atlanta. Certainly the letdown after the win last night at Madison Square Garden, and Milwaukee leading Dallas.
One shot, everyone stay now. Here we go.
The pensive Dan Issel has seen his lead wiped out. It was once 8 points, but Stiff in the closing seconds sinks a couple from the foul line. Here's Bogues, 1 second to go. It's good. If it was in there, it would have counted. So Muggsy Bogues in a hurry gets it across. Alan Bristow a little happier than earlier in this first quarter. The end of one. It's the Hornets 25, the Nuggets 21. The Nuggets will have possession. Rauf in the backcourt. So Pack got his few minutes of playing time. Here is Rogers twisted around by Johnson, and it's foul number 1 on Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson in his last couple of games has really struggled. Against San Antonio Wednesday night, he had but 9 points. The first time he was held under the double figures in 89 games. He shot 4 of 17 from the field. The game before that, in which Bristow's Hornets lost to Miami, Johnson had a mere 16 points on 6 of 19 from the floor. And he has not scored tonight. He's missed all 7 of his field goal attempts. And he has been outplayed by Nuggets rookie Rodney Rogers, who is now looking for his 8th point.
Nuggets did a good job that time of attacking the press. Without Alonzo Mourning in the game, even with pressure up court, once you beat the pressure, you want to take it to the rim. Nobody in there that's a shot blocker.
Here's Curry. He's got the hot hand. And he has hit 3 straight off the bench. He averages 16 points a game. He's the 3rd leading scorer for the Hornets, and he can certainly do that. Instant offense. Although his shooting has been off of late, but he's been the big scorer off the bench in the last 2. Wheeling was Williams, but he wheeled too much. So Diekembe Mutombo says, a heck with finesse.
And I don't think Alan Bristow is going to be able to leave Alonzo Mourning out of the game much with Mutombo in the middle.
Flick of the wrist, and the first miss by Curry. Joining Curry in the lineup now is Eddie Johnson. So Alan Bristow had his 3 veteran sharpshooters, but now Hawkins goes out. Bogues is back in. And Charlotte with the 2 big men inside when they picked up the veteran Hawkins and also Eddie Johnson off the bench, former 6-man award winner. They thought, there's the combination. We now have that perimeter game along with Curry to open things inside. Hammonds takes it inside, gets in trouble, gets hung up in the air, and turns the ball over. 2-point lead for the Hornets. We're a minute 15 into the second quarter. Curry, and now Reggie Williams has to get all over him. You have to hound Curry. Can't make his own shot, but the Hornets will look for him, try to set some picks and screens. Gets it across to Bogues. Bogues lets it fly. Mourning. And there's Bogues from behind. He can't get it. With Bogues on the floor, you have to always be looking around. Right now, he's on the bench. And the 2nd-year man from Wisconsin, Green Bay. Yes, Tony Bennett comes in. Muggsy Bogues goes out with the 1 field goal, but showing you how disruptive he can be on the defensive end. Williams stops, he pops, he hits.
And again, the pressure up court by the Hornets not doing much against the Nuggets. Move the basketball and get a wide-open jump shot.
Reggie Williams knocks the game. He's trying to break out of a scoring slump, averaging only 7 a game over the last 4 or 5 with the left hand. Tony Bennett, who last year burned the Nuggets in a game in Charlotte. Raouf burns Bennett, and from behind, the foul called on Eddie Johnson, the 13-year veteran out of Illinois. And this is another stop along the way for EJ. 22nd timeout taken by the Denver Nuggets Sunday. Mourning rips it down, and here is Curry. And Reggie Williams picks him up right away. Cross-court Bennett for 3. Pushing away and getting away with it is Eddie Johnson, the double team. Nice move. It looked like it was off Johnson, but Paul Mahalik says no.
But the ball definitely went off Eddie Johnson. Nice reach around by Reggie Williams. You'll see the left hand come in. Where does the ball go? Off his foot.
But Charlotte retains possession. 9.5 left in the second quarter. Curry, who's been Charlotte's high man in each of the last 2 games at 25 against San Antonio, including 5 3-pointers. Mourning trying to work from the outside. 3 on the shot clock. Partial deflection and gathered in by Mutombo. And now roughing it up is Raouf. Working on Bennett. He flicks the wrist, but gets fouled. So Raouf making the moves and drawing the foul from Bennett.
And you can see Raouf with the confidence once Muggsy Bogues sits down that he can take Bennett off the dribble. Able to take anybody off the dribble. That time sized him up and let it fly.
And wants the ball. So Raouf, with 3 minutes gone in the second quarter, looks for his first point, and he gets it. And he has now begun a new foul shooting streak that has grown to 22 in a row. Last one was stopped at 81, second best in NBA history. Michael Williams of Minnesota, 97 straight. All knotted up at 29. Roger Williams gets back. Come see the new 94 Plymouth Voyager, the Grand Voyager, and the Chrysler Town and Country. Visit them only at your local Chrysler Plymouth minivan store. Bennett off a big screen that Raouf runs into, and another screen for Curry, and another swish.
Mutombo did a pretty good job there of showing on the backside of the screen, but Curry steps to his left, gets a good look at the basket, and as you said, one of the great outside shooters in the NBA.
With that quick release, as does Raouf. First field goal for Mahmoud, who is the 11th best scorer in the NBA.
He got fouled, too.
Curry on the run, and he is fouled, and that one is called. So Del Curry comes off the bench, and he has been red hot.
You don't expect this too much. Curry off the wrong foot and the glass gets the kiss. He is a perimeter shooter. Rarely will put the ball on the floor and take it to the basket strong like that.
Del Curry, along with Muggsy Bogues, the only two original Charlotte Hornets, and a great foul shooter. 11 points for Del Curry in this first half. The Hornets lead it by 3. Raouf with the skip, gets the step, floats it up. Mutombo in traffic, wheels and deals. No foul there. Curry, more than enough room and time. Now Bennett fires from deep. Raouf streaking out. Stiff, wide open. And it's gathered in by Alonzo Mourning. The Nuggets now have gone cold in the second quarter. Long reach of Mutombo retrieves the ball. Raouf sends it ahead to Stiff. Here's Stiff on the move. He blasts off. Hammonds is fouled, so Mourning gets one but couldn't get the other.
Well, I tell you, impressive block by Alonzo Mourning. Brian Stiff way up in the air, and he is going to throw this one down in the face of Mourning, who waits at the last minute. Perfectly timed block. Here's the body on Hammonds. Stiff, as we've said before, fearless to the basket. He's taking it up against one of the great shot blockers in the league. Hammonds with the foul.
Alonzo Mourning, who last year finished 4th in block shots, right behind Diekembe Mutombo. And he shows you that quick jumping ability. Earlier in the game, we saw Mutombo get 3 in a row, the hat trick on one sequence. Brian Williams is in, and Rodney Rogers is out. And these are the shot block leaders as we are just about a month into the new season. Curry, there's that quick release, and he's cooling off. Whose ball? Well, the fans tell you it certainly might be the Hornets, but Paul Mahalik says no, it's Nuggets ball. And Dan Issel trying to just figure out what is going on out there. That there even was a discussion about that. Nuggets an opportunity here to knock the game up. 7.5 into the second quarter. Tommy Hammonds lets it fly. The Nuggets shooting 32% in the game. Hornets not much better at 34. It's really become an outside game for Charlotte. Maybe that's why they have goaltending there on Mutombo. And that seemed to be pretty far away from the basket. And again, a Paul Mahalik call.
I don't know if Paul saw Mutombo.
Oh, no.
There's no way, unless he called Williams on the rim, but that ball clearly on its way up.
So the Hornets get the hoop. They give it to Eddie Johnson, his first. The double team on Raouf.
That's illegal defense. Last time down, Eddie Johnson didn't play anybody with the ball. This time, Del Curry gets cut.
Well, when was the last time you did see Eddie Johnson play anybody with the ball? Nuggets got off to a good start, and then late in the first period, the Hornets reeled off 11 straight points. Raouf flicks the wrist. Rising among the crowd, Tommy Hammonds, and his pants also rises among the crowd. And a turnover for the Denver Nuggets. There will be a timeout. I think both these teams need it. 6:45
for Brian Williams, but once he gets inside and has to head and shoulders fake, he's 6'5", no matter how powerful he is.
And one of the problems that Johnson has had has been reacting to the double team. For the most part, when he gets the ball outside, he has found the double team on him here tonight. And that may be one reason that Bennett is in there right now, not Muggsy Bogues, who really can't strike consistently from the outside and release the double team. Nuggets have 5 seconds to shoot. This is for 3. Swish! Downtown. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf in desperation nails it.
Well, a nice guy to have his hands on the basketball, however, when it is desperation time.
Nuggets could take the lead. Here is Rauf running with Johnson. He weaves, turns, and it's tipped in by Diekembe Mutombo on the follow. The Nuggets forge in front. Denver picking up the pace, and they've come off of missed shots by the Hornets. Eddie Johnson, whose playing time has been reduced here in Charlotte. Warning, who gets the friendly roll.
What a heck of a tough shot. Mutombo plays him to his shoulder side, is up in the air with the left hand. He gets the kiss.
38-37, the Hornets by 1. Rauf fakes one way, goes the other.
I think he'll try to get the basketball into his hand right now. He's starting to feel it. Last couple of shots been right in the money.
Rauf in the zone. The Nuggets by 1. Mourning from 20 and in a zone of his own. 15 points for Alonzo Mourning. And the Hornets leapfrog in front. Rauf looking to go to work. Fakes left. Fakes again. Mutombo facing the basket. Hammonds in traffic, and Hammonds once more will go to the foul line.
I'll tell you, Tommy Hammonds is a warrior. Strong inside, holds his ground. The shot a little bit short by Diekembe Mutombo. And Hammonds, you can just see arms, bodies. That's a great strength even to get that ball up above the rim.
Two players who fit the same kind of mold as Muggsy Bogues is back in for the final 4:46. Tommy Hammonds, who used to be a Charlotte Hornet, and Kenny Gaddison. What Gaddison does for the Hornets and Alan Bristow. All the dirty work, no complaints, has his role coming off the bench. Both terrific guys to have on the court and off the court. And this is the 6th foul shot already for Hammonds in the first half. Reggie Williams hustles in, replace Brian Williams is who he replaces. Six points for Hammonds off the bench.
Diekembe and Alonzo saying hello once again.
On the move, Hersey Hawkins tries to dish. Here's the steal. Storming out is Stiff. Stiff.
Great touch pass by Mahmoud. Bryant had a little trouble handling the basketball, but a great pass from Mahmoud.
3-point lead for the Nuggets. Hawkins runs into Stith. A little bump and a real ticky-tack foul is called, and Stith gets his 2nd personal foul. Stith, after finishing the break, running into Hersey Hawkins, and this is where it all started.
Good job of defense. Bryant in the middle will throw a tough pass. Mahmoud with a good catch and the release. Stith with the layup.
Now, he may have not been able to return that pass to Stith if Mourning was down there, but it was Muggsy Bogues. It's credit for hustling back with the pass over. Here's Muggsy trying again from deep. This one he connects.
And that's who you want to shoot the basketball. You double team Johnson. He kicks it right to the top. You want Bogues to be the rotator, the guy that shoots it. He just happens to hit this one.
Reggie Williams in the crowd, takes on the big guys and scores. 6 points for Reggie in the first half. Nuggets again by 3. So far, everything as advertised. The Nuggets doing it shorthanded without the suspended LaFonso Ellis. Out for 1 game. Larry Johnson retrieves it. 9 on the shot clock.
Diekembe is on his game defensively.
We have not seen Johnny Newman since the opening minutes when he was burned twice. Hawkins, no. And that is, would you believe, rebound number 11 for Hammonds. Here's Stith against Bogues, blows by him.
What a good look by Reggie Williams. Realizes he's got the numbers, advances the basketball, they get the layup.
And that is 10 points for Brian Stith. The Nuggets exploding here in the second quarter. Take a 5-point lead.
Even dribble it once. The cross-court pass, Stith with the layup, and the Nuggets are up by 5.
3 minutes left in the first half. Yet to score, Larry Johnson. Bogues from deep. Rattles the rim. Ripped down by Diekembe Mutombo. 2 Nuggets already in double figures in rebounds. That's the 10th by Diekembe. And Hammonds has 11 here in the first half. Williams, the force, tries to get it back, but cannot.
You see why Scott Burrell was regarded coming out of college as an excellent defensive player. Did a good job that time forcing Reggie to take a tough shot.
Mourning 15 points. Curry with 11 to lead the Hornets. And Bryant Stith, the only Nugget in double figures with 10, but a lot of balance there for Denver. There is the traveling violation. Rauf has 9 points. Mutombo and Rogers each with 8. 2.5 minutes to go, and Mourning carrying the load inside himself. Larry Johnson continues to be slumping. Here's what's happening in the middle. Mutombo just picked up his 10th rebound, but that has generally been the case when these two teams meet each other. It's Mourning on the offensive end, but Mutombo on the defensive or rebounding and block shot end. And there's another rebound from Mutombo, racing for it, and it will be Denver ball.
So we've seen Diekembe right from the opening tip be extremely aggressive and active inside. He is going after every missed shot and every loose basketball he can get his hands on.
Great pass by Rauf. 20 seconds. Nuggets have plenty of time. Hammonds goes to work on the 6'7" Burrell, and it's knocked out of his hands. And the turnover amidst the crowd is Muggsy Bogues. Johnson tries again, and he is way off the mark, but Burrell is right there. Nuggets standing around, giving Burrell a second chance. 47-44, that's the score. Nuggets the ball and the lead. Inside the final 2 minutes. Foot of the wrist. Push. 11 points for Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, who has found the shot here in the second quarter. Hawkins is hawked by Stith. That's Reggie Williams, who knocks it away and steals. Great recovery by Williams, and goes coast to coast with a beauty, and he is fouled. What a marvelous play end to end by Reggie Williams.
Oh, what a great job of determination. Reggie makes up his mind that about midcourt he's going strong to the rim. Burrell with the contact. Mourning can't get there for the block, and coast to coast, Reggie Williams.
Reggie Williams looking for a bust-out game. Last 4, would you believe, he's been averaging only 7 points a game. But you see what he's done against the Hornets. He has been the Nuggets' big scorer in the last few years against Charlotte. 9 points now for Reggie Williams, and the Nuggets' lead matches their largest of the game. 8 points. Bogues off the screen. There's Hawkins off the screen. Mourning between 2 Nuggets. Swish.
Big time rebound there. Mourning got about a 20-foot run. Swooped in from one side of the key and with enough grace to get it up and down.
To take the pressure off Rauf, bringing up against Bogues. It's Reggie Williams bringing the ball down. Mutombo comes out to help. Nuggets have only 8 seconds to shoot. Stith against Hersey Hawkins. Jumping out is Mourning. 3 seconds. Mutombo with the fadeaway. 30 seconds to go in the half. Mourning wide open. That was supposed to be a pass. Here's Reggie Williams. He's going, gone. 11 now for Williams, and Charlotte with the last shot. Nuggets have opened up an 8-point lead. Will Larry Johnson go to the locker room scoreless in the first half? Yes, indeed. That was a Reggie Williams sandwich. Hersey Hawkins and Scott Burrell were there. And Mourning is called for the foul. So Mourning, in the closing 1.4 seconds, picks up his second personal foul. Coming up at halftime, the Channel 2 Sports Desk with Jim Conrad, Will Beeks. He's the high man for the Nuggets. Looking at the basket, looking for his 13th points, but the stat that was not up there, and the big one that early got the Nuggets moving, was Diekembe Mutombo with 6 block shots, 5 of them in the first quarter. This was for Mourning, and he is there. So Mourning picks up where he left off, and the assist to Larry Johnson. Rodney Rogers back the other way. And Muggsy Bogues now firing out. It's a 4-on-2. Hawkins in the middle. They'll try to get Johnny Newman going. He played the first 2 minutes, was burned twice by Tommy Hammonds, and was then benched the rest of the first half by Coach Alan Bristow.
2 easy shots in transition for the Hornets. Nuggets not doing a great job of making sure they get a good shot when they have the basketball.
See the Hornets trying to pick up defensively. Rogers lets it fly. 2 quick shots by Rodney Rogers. Bulls in there to keep it alive. Does he? No. So the Hornets here looking to get off to a quick start. Alan Bristow trying to make up the 9 points that he lost in the first half.
They didn't get the lead taking shots like that. 19 free throws in the first half, 12 of which came from Hammonds and Rogers. Inside power game in the first half.
Larry Johnson, that's double figures. 0 for 10 from the field for Johnson. The last 2 games coming into this one, he was shooting 28% from the floor. So those shooting woes continue. And the Nuggets' best foul shooter will go to the line. Muggsy Bogues gets another personal foul. That is his second, number 2 on Bogues.
Nuggets have done a good job against Larry Johnson, Hammonds, and Brian Williams from time to time. Rogers a little bit. They've muscled him underneath, but he's really shooting the basketball quickly. Has never seemed to get any kind of rhythm after the Diekembe Mutombo massacre of a couple blocks inside.
Scott Hastings, your view as we head into the second half.
Not bad. I was talking with the assistant coach just a while ago in the locker room. They're very happy with their way they're playing Larry Johnson. What they're going to try to do is keep doubling down with Mahmoud and make the little guys, make Muggsy Bogues and I left my heart. Tony Bennett beat it from the outside.
Mahmoud hit that second foul shot, and now the other end, Rodney Rogers trying to hold off his man, nailed for his second personal foul. A minute and a half into the second half. Nuggets by 7. Denver 6 and 7, looking to move back up to the 500 mark. Charlotte comes in with 8 wins and 6 defeats. Mourning rips it away from Mutombo and buries it. 21 already for Mourning, and he is holding the Hornets in there. 5-point lead for the Nuggets. Rodney Rogers. This is tipped away by Mourning, out of bounds. Last time Charlotte won in Denver was 1990. 3 straight wins for the Nuggets at home against the Hornets. Rogers leaves and Reggie Williams goes in. Nuggets now a little smaller and faster. Brian Stiff makes the move on Hawkins, who blocks him. And the Hornets off and running. Bogues catches up with it, lets it fly, and he's got it. And it has been all Charlotte here in the third quarter. The 22nd timeout is taken by Dan Issel and the Nuggets. Mourning rejected by Mutombo. He got him there. 7th block shot for Diekembe in the game. Hammonds blasts off. Mutombo starts it. Hammonds finishes it.
Nice look by Abdul Rauf, and Hammonds running all the way.
Newman loses for the yes, he loses completely with the foul on Hersey Hawkins, who actually stopped the Nuggets' fast break. But it's the second foul on Hawkins, who has yet to score a field goal tonight. The veteran coming over from Philadelphia.
One of the luxuries of this team, you've got forwards that can really run the court. You can see Hammonds ahead of Larry Johnson in for the dunk.
So the former Charlotte Hornet haunting his old team tonight. 8 points, 12 rebounds for Hammonds, and we've just begun the second half. Swish! Reggie Williams once more doing it to the Hornets, as he has done in the past. 61-54. Nuggets regrouping now after the quick start by Charlotte. A near rejection by Mutombo, instead the foul. And that is only the first of the game for Diekembe Mutombo. He sets back there, getting ready to play the whirling dervish, Alonzo Mourning.
Well, Mutombo has 7 blocks, and this, the first foul of the night. Mourning has really been aggressive with the basketball, unable to post up and shoot because Mutombo is so very strong, but he's taken him out on the perimeter and then tried to beat him off the dribble.
Mourning putting a lot of numbers up there, but one number he did not own last year. Over the course of the whole season, he had dished off for a total of 76 assists. That's less than 1 a game. So when Mourning gets the ball, he generally tries to do something with it. Hey. 23 for Mourning, and he has found something to do with it here tonight. Nuggets by 5. Again, get the pressure from Charlotte.
The press much tougher with Mourning sitting in the back of it.
The push by Newman. He has his second personal foul. These two teams get a look at one another here in Denver, and in 2 weeks they will be going at it again, and that will end the season series. They'll meet in Charlotte, a game which you'll be able to see right here on Denver's 2, starting at 6:30, 2 weeks from tonight. 20 seconds still on the shot clock. Nuggets are going to work. Stiff off the screen from deep. And we have a whistle inside. It's going to go against the Nuggets, I believe, on Reggie Williams. A loose ball foul. So Williams gets his 3rd personal foul. 14 points for Williams. He is the only Nugget to have scored off the bench.
Well, he wants the ball, and he wants to take it inside.
Wild shot, ripped down. Rebound number 13 for Hammonds. You don't even know Larry Johnson is on the floor. We're 4 minutes into the 3rd quarter. Larry Johnson has not scored. And Dave, you said that they'll try to go to Larry Johnson, get him into the game, something you would figure they would do, but they have not.
He took one quick shot in the 3rd quarter, and the last couple of times down hasn't even touched the basketball.
15 now for Raouf. Bogues gets away, goes baseline, finds the traffic. Mourning the double pump. Ripped down by Reggie Williams. Nuggets lead it by 7, and the Nuggets now trying to push the pace. Williams handling the ball, goes for 3, turns into a pass. Raouf with the hook. Reggie saying that was a set play. 22nd timeout now taken by a Hornet club that is rattled by the Nuggets. 17 now for Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
But we saw a similar thing happen in the first half when Larry Johnson tried to pass, or Alonzo Mourning, excuse me, off the backboard. Everybody expects this thing to be close enough to at least hit the rim, and therefore they'd stand there and watch. And Abdul-Rauf sneaks baseline and puts it back in.
Well, Raouf with an opportunity here tonight to post up his defender.
Yeah, take advantage of his great size.
Muggsy Bogues. Someone described Muggsy as too short to ride the teacups at Disneyland. But he certainly stands tall on the basketball court, one of the wonders of the world. Directing traffic for the Charlotte Hornet Club. There it was inside to Larry Johnson, wrapped up by Hammonds. Hammonds gets his 2nd personal foul. A marvelous ball game so far for Tommy Hammonds, and now Brian Williams will give Diekembe Mutombo a rest. And this is where the Nuggets got into trouble early in the 2nd quarter when the Hornets ran off 11 straight when Mutombo came out of the game.
Dan trying to rest him now because Mourning has said that.
Johnson, no again. Larry Johnson 0 for the ball game so far. 11 shots up, nothing down.
Everything is quick. The release is quick. Really trying to hurry his shot. And this shot, I think Johnson may still think Mutombo's in the game. There's no shot blocker in the game now, but the quick release, really tough shot.
And 6'11" Brian Williams, the foul on little Muggsy Bogues. Larry Johnson checking out the basket, wondering if it's moving on him. Bogues will have one more shot. Del Curry, who came off the bench early in the 2nd and reeled off 11 straight. And Alan Bristow still looking for that magic. Scott Hastings is courtside. Scott, let's check in with you. How you doing?
You know, Al, you guys keep talking about the shutting down of Larry Johnson, which is true, but you got to look at Hersey Hawkins, who's averaging 15 points this year, and right now has only 1.
No field goals in 4 attempts, so between the two, they are 0 for 15 and have contributed 1 point. 10 on the shot clock. Williams gets the foul, nearly got a 3-point opportunity. So the Nuggets going to Johnny Newman, who on nights can look like an all-star. He had a 41-point performance against Indiana last year, top performance of a Hornet, but he's not looking like an all-star tonight. Timeout. The finger roll, and now Bogues in the middle. The one bounce to Curry. Picked up quickly by Hammonds. Curry off that screen. 6:20 left in the third quarter. Bogues trying to start it again. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Bogues, and he hits it.
See, you give up that shot every now and then because you have to double Larry Johnson. And Muggsy Bogues has hit a couple of those, but he's missed a couple as well.
10 points for Bogues. He averages 8 points a game, and the Hornets closing the gap one more time. It's a 3-point game. Hammonds fade away, swish, and it's a double-double tonight for Tom Hammonds, who was inserted in the starting lineup with LaFonso Ellis serving his one-game suspension. 10 points, 13 rebounds for Hammonds. Walked. And once again, Johnson knew the double team was coming, and that indecisiveness created the travel.
And again, just in a hurry, trying to get there before you can get there. When you're frustrated and things aren't going your way and you're just having a tough night shooting, everything speeds up.
Last game he had 9 points against San Antonio, the first time in 90 games that he did not score double figures. Now he has no points. Bringing it out is Stiff for the quick turnaround, and another rebound for the Charlotte Hornets. Bogues, the one bounce to Curry. There's the snap. Brian Williams has some trouble with Gaddison, and he can't save, although he was saved by the friendly fans. But it's going to take some doing.
When either player can get their hands on the basketball to gather it in, and Williams is going to make one last lunge. Bombs away.
A lunge and a dive. Nuggets are really into meeting the fans here at McNichols Arena. And Williams makes sure he snatches that one. Robert Pack getting ready to come in for the Nuggets. Inside 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Mutombo is back in, so is Mourning. They go at it. The fake inside, and the foul. And that is number 3 on Alonzo Mourning. So Mourning seeing the repertoire inside from Mutombo.
We've talked about Larry Johnson's impatience. This is a patient move by Mutombo. The fake, he ducks underneath and leans in with the left hand. And as good as Mourning has been tonight offensively, he has had to work hard for his points, and he's had to work hard on the defensive end.
And you can see the Nuggets going into Mutombo next few times down, try to get Mourning that 4th personal foul. Diekembe, solid game with 10 rebounds and 7 blocked shots, and now he is looking for his 10th point. So Diekembe in striking position of his 2nd triple-double of the season. His last one came a week ago against Portland when he had 17 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 blocked shots. A monster ball game for Mutombo. Curry, this is for 3, and Mutombo gets the rebound. Smith is ahead of the field, and he is gone. Pack finds Stiff, and the Nuggets lead is 9. Off the screen goes Bogues, searching, and that was with the left hand. Alonzo Mourning, 25 points. In his 2nd season out of Georgetown, Pack switches hands on the dribble, but Bogues is right there.
Yeah, that's one of the few guys that he doesn't turn the corner on with that move.
Williams tries it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now Stiff against Curry. 6 seconds. Mutombo fade away, and that chance fades away. 2-on-1. Bogues has Newman. The rejection by Mutombo. The Nuggets roughing it up. To Williams and the strip. And it goes off of Williams out of bounds.
And again, there's what Muggsy Bogues can bring the team that he plays on. Bogues gets back. This is going to be a surefire layup First, the block by Mutombo. Doesn't pin it on the glass. Got it before it got there. Then the layup, Muggsy Bogues takes off Brian Williams' hands and off his leg.
And most of these players don't even know Muggsy is there. He's like the silent assassin. Newman for three, bad shot. Curry, though, at the right place at the right time, quickly goes up. Good shot. 13 points for Del Curry, who is the Hornets' third leading scorer. Comes off the bench, and he averages 16 points a game. And the Hornets again slice it to 5. 3 minutes left in the third period. Reggie Williams, his quick release. Way off the mark. Curry getting himself at the right place at the right time. A couple of rebounds for him. Starts it the other way. Stiff. He was looking for Pack and Williams. Both the Nuggets are in such a rush they kind of tripped over one another. But Denver will have the ball back when we return after this timeout. Brian Williams and Darnell Mee, the rookie, comes in for the first time here tonight. Both Williams on the floor for the Nuggets. The Hornets have Muggsy Bogues out front with Del Curry. Eddie Johnson has checked in. Alonzo Mourning stays on, and Kenny Gaddison. So Larry Johnson gets a rest. Pack to Mutombo. Now he shoots. And Gaddison goes upstairs for the rebound. Alan Bristol getting nothing from Larry Johnson, but hoping that maybe he explodes in the fourth quarter. Mourning the quick turn, and it just sits there, and Alonzo Mourning has some friends in the rims here at McNichols Arena. That's his third shot that got a friendly roll.
That was a quick spin. I think Diekembe felt he was going to go underneath the basket, came back in the front side.
Mutombo grabbed away by his teammate, Brian Williams. Here's Reggie Williams. Wide open is me. He goes for three. And ripped down by Mourning. It's only his 7th rebound, but the Hornets just 3 points behind. Near steal by Pack. Eddie Johnson wheels. Another rebound from Mutombo. He has a dozen of those. Pack ahead to Williams. He is flying.
Good job of taking the angle away from the shot blocker. Doesn't take it up on the left side of the backboard. Takes it right to the middle, to the front where Mourning can't get a hand on it.
17 for Reggie Williams. Eddie Johnson picked up by Williams, and that will count regardless. Eddie Johnson gets only his 2nd field goal. The goaltend by Mutombo.
Once it hits the glass, you can't touch it. Reggie does a good job here. Instead of taking it with the left hand, he slices into the middle and away from the right arm of Alonzo Mourning.
Pace slowing here. The end of the third quarter, just 1 minute to go. Walking it across is Robert Pack. Brian Williams trying to get away from Gaddison. Now makes the move, still has it, the dish. Nuggets moving the ball around. Ducking inside in traffic was Reggie Williams. Gets himself in trouble. 45 seconds to go. Bogues on the move. Mourning is called for the travel. One of the most competitive individuals in the NBA, and Mourning doesn't like that call.
Well, even though he's had a good offensive game, you don't want to give the center the ball, although I didn't see much of a walk there, to tell you the truth. In a tough position where he's got to make a decision as to whether to put it on the floor or not.
Raouf and Pack on the floor for the same time for the first time this year. I think Mutombo was upset at the traveling violation. It just negated another one of his blocks. He has 8 of them tonight. For 3, Raouf, pulled off the bench, gets hurt in a hurry. 20 now for Raouf. What can I do, says Alan Briscoe. 35 seconds to go, and they will diagram a play. Alan Briscoe red hot as that three-pointer gave the Nuggets a 6-point lead. And here's a tale of two coaches. Dan Issel all smiles after that one. And it will leave 35 seconds, so the Nuggets get a screen of Reggie Williams, gets open, flicks the wrist, swish. The long-distance shot brought to you by AT&T. The Nuggets taking a breather. They've had a couple of days off after the loss in Utah, and they'll have tomorrow off before the game against Dallas on Sunday night right here at McNichols Arena, a 7 o'clock start. Nuggets will then move to Golden State on Tuesday night and will be back home a week from tonight, Friday night, against the Utah Jazz. Let's quickly check the Conoco scoreboard. 15-0 start. Houston goes into the books along with the Washington Capitals' best starts ever. The block by Hammonds. Mutombo gets it out, and here are the Nuggets racing. Pack. This is for three. 15 seconds left in the quarter. Nuggets by 6. Bogues looks to settle up. Hammonds guarding Larry Johnson. 3 seconds. Del Curry snaps it off. And that ends the third quarter with the Nuggets. This is third year in the NBA. Reggie Williams will start this fourth quarter watching from the bench and looking to provide some more instant offense when he comes off the bench a few minutes into this period. Eddie Johnson from outside, and he drills it, and that's one man you don't want to get started.
He may not have scored any points, but he's been able to pass the basketball. That's a good bounce pass to a wide open shooter.
And that's the 7th assist for Larry Johnson in the game. Nuggets by 4. Robert Pack. Darnell Mee fights his way in and almost looked like a hockey player trying to keep the edge on his skates, and incredibly he was able to keep his feet, and we'll see that one more time.
You see Mee comes off the curl and then leans in, draws the foul. Darnell Mee's had a tough time shooting the basketball. One of the ways to kind of get yourself out of the slump is to get some easier looks at the basket.
I don't know if that was an easier one.
At least it was closer.
Right. Hits the foul shot. Alan Bristow does not sit down often during the course of a game, and Alan, who used to have the streaks of blonde, now has some streaks of gray in that wavy head of hair. Darnell Mee hits the 2 foul shots. The Nuggets by 6. Tony Bennett is in the backcourt with Muggsy Bogues getting a rest. The quick reel by Johnson, and there it is. His 12th shot, nearly 1 minute into the fourth quarter. The first field goal for Johnson. Well, what does Alan Bristow feel? He's only down.
Relieved.
Not only that, he's only down by 4 points, and Johnson hadn't scored. Hersey Hawkins doesn't have a field goal. What if these guys start getting going? Pack. Still loose. Hammonds gets the loose ball, and he is fouled by Eddie Johnson, and that is number 3 on the 13-year veteran, Eddie Johnson, who came over from Seattle.
Well, Diekembe will spot Robert Pack, and this is the case where Pack might have been better served to take it up on the left side. He brought it underneath, couldn't get it to go, and then it was anybody's basketball until finally corralled in the foul.
Smith, who's been quiet here in the second half. 10 on the shot clock. Pack flicks the wrist.
A good job of moving the basketball. 2 guys pass up wide open shots, and Pack is a good chance to take a long look at that rim.
First field goal of the season for Robert Pack. 81-75. Nuggets with the lead. Bennett. And now Eddie Johnson, who did not play against San Antonio Wednesday. Eddie Johnson, guy who's missed only 2 bowl games over the last 3 years. That a coach's decision do not play. Muggsy Bogues is back in, so Tony Bennett goes out. Bogues and Curry in the backcourt with Johnson, Gaddison, and Eddie Johnson up front. Shot clock goes off. Reaching in to gather that rebound is Mutombo. Down the floor, Stiff, who beats everybody down.
And again, the Nuggets take advantage of the Hornets not getting back. Good look. Look up, find somebody ahead of the Pack.
8-point lead for the Nuggets. 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Eddie Johnson really searching for his shot, and he gets the friendly roll. 8 points now for Eddie Johnson. Only averaging 7 a game. Last year was the Sonics' 3rd leading scorer, coming off the bench at 14 per. Robert Pack dashes inside behind Larry Johnson and over him. Using Larry Johnson as a screen going in. Johnson turned his back and paid the price. Nuggets by 8. Eddie Johnson retrieves it for 3. Brought down by Hammonds, his 15th rebound. And I would suspect that's his career high. Sits, stops, and pops. That a big one. Could have given the Nuggets that 10-point bulls. They've never been up that high. Double team on Johnson, and there is Bogues from 20. Swish. And Muggsy Bogues is hitting his shot tonight. 85-79. So there's a little swing there. Stiff hits that field goal. It's 10 points. Instead, Bogues comes back and hits, and it's 6. And there's Pack dribbling through traffic, dishes it off, and the foul, number 4, on Eddie Johnson. And Hammonds in the middle of things one more time.
And again, as Scott Hastings said, that Dan Issel told his club, when Pack has the ball, look, because he's going to pass it once he penetrates. Hammonds with a good catch, and he draws the foul.
And now Dan Issel, for the first time this season in this game, having the luxury at times in playing with the tempo of the game to have both Rauf and Pack on the floor at the same time. Rauf comes in and replaces Darnell Mee. That's what happened last year with Hammonds, who was waived by the Hornets in January. And he is enjoying tonight. Anybody who had been cut by a team could understand the fantasy that Tom Hammonds is going through this evening. Those are his totals. $86-79. The Nuggets with the lead. Coming down to 8 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Curry guarded by the smaller Pack. Mourning muscles in and knows that rim.
He got Diekembe to back up with a nice drop step and just enough room that he can shoot that hook up and over.
29 tonight for Alonzo Mourning. And that is a season high. Pack accelerates. Will they call a basket?
It's got to be goaltending.
It does count. Goaltend call against the Hornets, and Robert Pack in his first game back certainly making an impact.
And again, by Mourning, this ball on its way down off the glass. You can see Alonzo hit it after it had touched the glass. The penetration of Robert Pack got pushed in the back there, but the ball off the glass before Mourning can get it.
First foul shot of the year. Pack, good foul shooter. Three-point play, not only a three-point play, but it's foul number 4 on Mourning.
What a new dimension for this team. The ability to create off the dribble and take it, dish it,
and give the rest to Rauf and still have a point guard in there. Another rebound by Hammonds. Can Tom Hammonds pull down 20 rebounds tonight? He's 4 shy. Pack with a switch over on the dribble, and he sets up Diekembe Mutombo. Gift grab from Robert Pack.
His explosive ability, but this is just strength. Past Del Curry, and strong enough to work his way into a position to find Mutombo for the dunk and the 10-point lead. And Dan Issel was the first off the bench to greet Robert Pack.
Robert Pack, first game back, 7 points, 7 assists. Now, what does it take for a man who had not gone through training camp, missed the first month of the season, 13 games, and looks like the same Robert Pack we saw last year without skipping a beat. This is a foul against Mourning. So that is number 5, and now the walls coming down for Alan Bristow and the Hornets in this one with 7:15 still to go.
See, Alonzo got the ball too far from the basket. And you're asking a lot of a guy his size when you get it 17 feet from the basket. By the time you make up your mind to make the move, you've got people standing waiting for you.
And Bristow staying with Mourning on the floor. The Nuggets going right up against him. The double team. Mutombo looking to dish out. Flick of the wrist for 3. Got it. Downtown, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. And he has 23 points, his second three-pointer of the night. And the lead grows to 13. Curry, the finger roll. Mourning with the 5 fouls, still as aggressive as ever. This foul goes against Denver, not against Mutombo, but underneath was number 21, Tom Hammonds. Many heroes here tonight for the Nuggets. In the absence of LaFonso Ellis, suspended for 1 game, The Nuggets have really rallied in getting the contributions and looking for LaFonso's return Sunday night against Dallas. Here's the steal by Hammonds, looking for some white jerseys.
Or great anticipation by Tommy Hammonds. Larry Johnson kicks it back out from the double team. You know it's going to come back in, and Hammonds gets around Johnson to get a hand on the ball.
Nuggets have scored 8 straight. Could they make it 10? Yes.
Hey, somewhere Bernie Bickerstaff has got to be smiling. Welcome back, Robert Pack.
And the Nuggets also anxious for the veteran Alvin Robertson to add that presence and more defense when he comes back, although that is a day-to-day. LaFonso, or rather Alonzo Mourning, adding a little extra to his close friend Mutombo after the contact. Reggie Williams goes in, but Robert Pack comes out and gets a great hand, a standing ovation from the crowd.
You see Mutombo looking for him, the backdoor cut past Curry and to the glass.
And it's amazing how that becomes reciprocal. Pack, you remember, setting up the gift wrap dunk for Mutombo, and Pack there gets it back. Now Mutombo, rather Mourning, who has been virtually carrying this Hornet team on his broad shoulders tonight, still one shy of the 30 mark, and this would be his first 30-point performance of the season. He averages 20 points a game. He was the high man against the Nuggets in each of the 2 games last year. Nuggets and Hornets split the 2, and now he is at 30. 30 points for Mourning, 2 points for Larry Johnson, 1 point for Hersey Hawkins.
You cannot put it on the court. Even if you pass Muggsy Bogues in the dribble, he's going to catch you
from behind.
I mean, it's amazing.
96-82 Denver, and we have 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Hammonds flying, so is Mourning. Mutombo gets it out, gets out of the lane. Good move by Diekembe, but it's only 5 seconds to shoot. Hammonds releases. Mourning reaches up and snatches his 9th rebound. Hammonds has 16 boards. Mutombo has 15. Now it's Raouf, 3-on-3. Reggie Williams. Raouf, foot to the wrist. And this one is on Hammonds. I think you're seeing 2 of the quickest shooters in the game on the floor here tonight. And Abdul Raouf for the Nuggets and Del Curry for the Charlotte Hornets. And right on cue, Curry comes back in. He has 13 points tonight. He had 25 against San Antonio in a losing cause, and he had 18 against Miami in a losing cause. High man for the Hornets in each of their last 2 games. Hersey Hawkins 0 for 4 from the field. He's back in. Johnson with plenty of traffic, and now he'll go to the foul line for the first time, which is another key. Larry Johnson, who spends most of his evenings right there.
I think this is a mercy call. Larry's had such a tough night. Drives inside. More body than I thought. Mutombo with the chest.
The $84 million man. That's the contract he just signed prior to this season. 12-year deal. And my question to you, Dave, do you think anywhere along the line in those 12 years Larry Johnson will ask to renegotiate?
I hadn't thought about that, but you know, the chances probably are yes.
Well, after some of the deals after that, the Derek Coleman turning down $69 million. 84 is great, but 12 years. Mutombo, or rather Raouf with 25. His total continues to rise. There is Curry. So the 2 putting on a little bit of a shooting display. 15-point lead for the Nuggets. They have cracked it open here in the 4th. Reggie Williams ripped down by Hersey Hawkins. Charles Barkley used to say of Hawkins when he was on Philadelphia that he was the key. And when he started hitting his shots from the outside, it would open it up from the inside. But Hawkins was never a player, a star player, but not an all-star, to take it himself. And he is unable to do it here tonight. No foul here. Raouf giving a startled look at the referee. And there is Curry at the other end. 4 minutes and 6 seconds. Charlotte Hornets denting the 15-point deficit, get it down to 11, but the Nuggets with the ball. And Robert Pack is in there along with Abdul Rauf, Hammonds, Williams, and Mutombo. Mourning remains in with the 5 personal fouls. Nuggets go to work on him. Pack, the fake goes inside, and Mourning is there. But the Nuggets get it back. 3 on the shot clock. Reggie Williams has it. They get a full 24. Bullet pass. Mutombo able to hold on just for the moment, and Denver has the ball and a chance to settle down.
Boy, great job by Diekembe just keeping that shot alive, and a big-time block by Mourning. He came from nowhere on Pack.
22 on the shot clock. Rauf gobbled up there by Tony Bennett. Spin pass by Rauf. Sweeping hook by Mutombo. And Curry comes out. 3.5 still remaining. Larry Johnson with the 1 field goal. Curry from downtown. It ain't over yet. 18 points for Del Curry, and Dan Issel knows it. 98-90, 8-point lead, and now it looks like too much time remaining. 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Nuggets need a basket here. Crucial possession. And here come the Hornets again. Tony Bennett over the midcourt line.
Well, you got to get up on Curry. That's who they want to shoot here.
Nice move by Hawkins. Retracted by Mutombo. Major move. Pack all the way. What a sequence for the Nuggets.
Well, what we've seen the entire game, Diekembe active defensively, Mahmoud looking ahead, and Pack with great speed to the basket.
Mutombo's 9th block shot. He's 1 block shot away from a triple-double. Almost got it there. And now Pack, 11 points in his season debut.
We'll run some clock here. I know Dan wants to run, but the 10-point lead with 2 minutes to go.
In traffic. Mutombo grasping for it. Denver ball. Dan Issel makes a move here. He inserts Bryant Stith and takes out Reggie Williams. So Williams goes out with 17. His best showing in a couple of weeks. And Bryant Stith puts it in the hands of Rauf. 2 minutes on the nose left. Mutombo pulls inside and is fouled. And that could just do it.
Remember the last time down when Alonzo Mourning got the pick-and-roll pass about 17 feet from the basket? Look where Mutombo catches it. Mutombo in the paint when he catches the ball. Nice pass from Abdul Rauf, and all the big fella has to do is spin and then be strong to the rim.
He looks for his 15th point. He has 16 rebounds and 9 block shots. Can't connect from the foul line. That's the 2nd personal foul on Larry Johnson. He now has more personal fouls than field goals. 1 for 14 from the field for Larry Johnson. Now that's a basket by Mourning, but a play that you really have to question. He has Larry Johnson wide open, nobody on him. You want to get Johnson going, even with just 1:44 to go. He's had a bad game. Give him the ball. There's the turnover. Curry for 3, and Rauf gets position. Dan Issel standing up. He's not going to sit down, I don't think, until the final buzzer. 102-92. Nuggets nursing the 10-point ball. It's 1.5 minutes to go, and you know Dan now wants to take off seconds on the clock. It's down to 8 seconds. Rauf from deep, halfway in, and that one wiggles back out. Bennett, loose ball, but he recovers, loose again, and he recovers one more time. Here is Mourning, takes it all the way. Mutombo was sizing up that 10th block shot, but he didn't get it. 36 points now for Mourning.
Didn't get it because he changed that to his left hand.
He is 1 shy of his career high, and the lead is 8. But we're inside a minute. Pack accelerates. Mourning, that was over the rim, but the Nuggets get it back. 3 seconds to shoot. Hammonds unaware. The shot clock did not reset to 24. And Dan Issel wondering if the ball hit the rim, and the referee Ron Garrettson says it did not. So Alan Bristow has the ball back with 45 seconds to go, and the Nuggets owning the 8-point lead. Abdul Rauf hitting that outside shot just when the Nuggets need it. 25 points. Diekembe Mutombo has 14 points, 17 rebounds, 9 block shots. Tommy Hammonds, who starts tonight in the absence of LaFonso Ellis, comes up with a double-double, 17 rebounds and 11 points. Robert Pack, his first game back after the holdout, and he's in double figures with 11 points, and he also has chipped in for 7 assists. This one is against Curry. And that is the call. So Curry gets the personal foul. That is his first. So Pack with 11 points and 7 assists has accounted for 25 points in this game.
Not bad. Not bad.
We talked about at the beginning of the game, what kind of contribution can you even expect from a Robert Pack who did not play in training camp and missed the first month, the first 13 games this season. He steps in without missing a beat. 42 seconds to go. Rauf is back in. Has 3 men on him. Pack trying to catch up with it. Oh! Robert Pack, who may have been the star of the game, right over there with TNT, was already ready for his post-game interview.
See, Mahmoud got up in the air in that case. You don't need to get up in the air and then look as to where to pass.
That's all you need. You got this game pretty much sewn up. 37 seconds to go. Pack comes back for his first game and goes flying into a monitor. Darting inside, Tony Bennett. Curry fakes the 3. There is Bennett with the left hand. And ripped down by Mutombo. 18 boards for Diekembe. And it's the final 20 seconds. The Nuggets now could essentially dribble it out. They hear from the remaining crowd. Denver Nuggets will move to the 500 mark at 7-7 and have a pretty good chance of going over 500 Sunday when the Dallas Mavericks come to town. We'll have our first look at Ashburn, Jackson, also Fat Lever, who's back in the lineup. Nuggets will take that 24-second violation and give Charlotte the last 3.5. And all they need in that 3.5 is 8 points. And that is it. So the Denver Nuggets strike tonight without LaFonso Ellis serving that 1-game suspension. LaFonso now could come on back. He'll be in uniform Sunday. Robert Pack has to be thrilled with his season debut. Dan Issel sees his team get back up to 7-7, staving off a challenge of the Charlotte Hornets. 102 points for the Nuggets. This is only their 6th time in 14 games that they have hit the 100 mark, and they hold the Charlotte Hornets, the 2nd leading scoring team in the NBA, under 100, hold them to 90.